Hi, my YouTube friends. How are you doing? Um, I did a short the other night, so I have two shorts out there. I thought the second one, I thought they were both pretty good. Um, in case you have not seen them, go and check them out. They're cool. They're ASMR type videos there. That might be what I'm throwing in the shorts, the ASMR. Um, but since I'm not well known, who do I have to look at them? So anyway, okay, my mic is on. Thank God, because I had a hard time setting up today. I want to show you today's Sunday, you know that, and went to a yard sale. We were just cruising with the dogs, and there was a yard sale, and the sign was just going our way, the way we were going. And when we got to the house, the whole yard was full of stuff, and there were people. Not many, which is weird, but there were some people walking around. I'm like, whoa, stop, stop, stop. He goes, what about the dogs? I'm like, we can just put the emergency brake on and leave the AC running. Really, we're right here. But they bark like crazy. So, you know, um, my ex said, I'm just gonna stay in the vehicle with the dogs and you go and you walk around. And if you see something that you think I might like, just bring it or hold it up or whatever you can do, and we'll go from there. Okay, first of all, let me shake it. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Okay, this. It don't look old to me. Sorry. It's just a little used. Um, yeah, like this is really going to show up my camera. BioSilk, if anybody knows about it. Tonight is hair washing night. And I have no water on my hair, but after I wash my hair, I usually put, not this, because I just got this one, the Garnier in there. But I want to show you all, right on my dress. I want to show you all, yeah. And having bleached hair really sucks, but having brown hair sucks more for me. Ink spot, grays, whatever. So I'm going to put a little bit here. I'm going to put a little bit here. And I'm just going to go down to the ends. This is the front, not the back. Forget the back. Because I'm just going to wash my hair tonight. And I also have an idea and I want to show you something very important. You're not going to believe it. You're really going to think I'm lying. But just to go through and smooth it out and add a little shine, and to me that's fine. If I were to brush it, it would look better. But I don't have a brush in here. So I'll just do this, and I put a lot more in my hand than I thought I did. But okay, this here will suck in no matter what. You could keep pounding on coconut oil and it'll suck it in. It's just that way. BioSilk works pretty good though. Okay, so after shampooing, that's what I do with my hair because it's so very bleached and it's so very awkward in the stages. So I have a thought. I thought I would get not an ash brown, but what's the other brown? Not maybe ash brown, who knows? And you see these brown parts on the top of my hair? Do these blonde, fill it in. Don't touch the blonde that I did, but do the brown blonde on the very top, which is easy. And over here, well, not much there. And don't touch my roots, but just this side's more brownish and more choppy than this side. So I thought that blonde on the top. Okay. Now underneath, I thought, let's get some brown dye underneath. My hair is like a reddish. It'll pick up the red at times, but mainly so it's kind of going to look like this. It's going to be blonde on the top like, especially here where it really bothers me when I go out, because you could see all that's on the top. S- Sucks. Um, do it blonde and then have my do the ash brown down here. My hair already has a red tint in it, so the ash brown's probably just gonna grab it. And some grays. I don't know how long it'll stay on the grays, but I really don't care. Just and it'll kind of look like that. I know that style has gone out a long time ago. Everything's different on a computer, but you know, it's either that or I'm going to get it cut short again because I'm really summer's here and I'm just really tired of it. But yeah, my ends are like blonde, not touching any blonde. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this darker. I'll have contrast. It's gonna be kind of an extreme contrast maybe, but I'll have contrast. And then the top is blonde. So you know, you'll see the blonde and then it'll blend in with the brown as it's growing longer. And hopefully I read that BioSilk after I got it. And I'm not a stranger to it. I've used it before, but hopefully this will help it from breaking. Yeah, got that. I think that was $1.50 because there's like that much used. And she said it makes her hair greasy. I'm like, okay, not me, but I'll buy it. So under my hair, it's a mess. Underneath is just a mess. I got a lot of hair. It's thick. It's just a mess. So I figured do all this underneath brown and let the front be blonde. Okay. So we're done with that. And other thing, you're not going to believe, you would not believe, even if you're not an animal person, what I got. I kind of felt like this was a mistake that was put out because as we were there, they were bringing more stuff out of a garage to the yard. And I don't know if the hubby or whoever he was just wanted it gone. My hair's always bothering me. Just wanted it gone or made a mistake. Either way, I took it to him and I paid him. Paid him, drew a blank, $5. And I want to show you something else. Damned, I hit the jackpot. $5 for this. And you all know I ride. Those of you who watch me, you all know I ride. You all know I love horses. My horse is leased out right now because right now the economy is killing me. It's either lease him out again, which I did. A girl was leasing him for a while. She didn't take care of him too well. She moved on. He's leased out again to actually a very nice woman who does not have a horse, but I watched her ride and she rides. She took a lot of lessons and she rides. And she's riding him English. He's not a horse that rides Western will ride English. A horse that rides English will ride Western. But yeah, I don't want him jumping. Um, I don't want any of that crazy dressage crap going on, like making him roll his neck in and chews on the bit. Roll curring, it's called. A roll cur. I don't want any of that. I just want him to have a pleasant ordeal with her. So the owner does not keep in touch with me for beans, but there are other people out there, just two, who will let me know what's going on. So far, he's doing great. I went out to see him today. She was there. And I said, the most important thing to me is what the other girl didn't do. Pick out his hooves before you ride him. They stand in their poop, they stand in dirt, they stand in the grass, they stand in sand. There's everything out there. You've got to pick out his hooves. You know, get down there, he'll lift a leg, just you got to run your hand down, but he'll pick up those back legs, which is You don't know. At times, he's a testy horse because I haven't had him forever. He's been abused, like any animal that I usually pick. Um, and dogs. First horse I got that's ever been abused, though. And he has been neglected. I think neglect is abuse anyway, but he'll pick up that back leg. And, when that back leg is sitting up in the air like that, I don't walk back there and take my hand and go down his leg to it's called a hock, where the knee joint, and then come, no, because a horse can kick like a cow. They can kick you from the side. Standing like this, he could take his hoof and go boom out to the side and get you. And he's a very testy horse. So I wait until he's comfortable and all 4 feet are flat on the mat, because that's where we do the grooming, on the mat. And then I told her, please, if the back leg is already in the air, he's not. He never has, for me, held it up in the air for me to go back there and pick it out. Because I would look at his ears and they'd be back pretty darn far, like, come on. Because the horse has been whipped. The horse has been spurred real bad. The horse has been punched in the nose. He's been punched in the face. He's been smacked across the face, and they got him in the eye. The horse has been through hell. So I'm going to put that out there. So he has to wait. He has to be a good boy. And a good deterrent for that, to deflect what he may be thinking, he's going to kick you if you go back there, is to give him a mint. You don't give him mints with your hands, though, because then he bites. So he'll start, that doesn't help. So we give mints. I don't give apples or carrots, especially apples or sugar. He's 14 years old. Good health, but I don't give apples. I have given carrots before, but I like mints. Mints are good for the stomach. They're good. And he likes them. So he gets them out of a rubber bowl, and then that deflects, that actually takes his attention off of, I think I want to kick you. And then I would go back there and I would pick out the back hooves and have no problem. Now I told her to do that, and she called me and all worked well. So don't change anything up, because she signed her life away on this one. They have to, because I'm not getting sued. Really, you want to lease a horse, you can lease him. Right now, I'm having a lot to do with this house. I want to move, and I've wanted to move for a long time. So I want to say to you all, if anybody has a state that is absolutely wonderful besides California, because it's hot, and it's hot here. Arizona, hot. I don't want to go to the Midwest. I want to go more north, and if anybody lives on the northern coast, so not on the coast like ocean, but inland, but on north, you know what I mean. Carolinas, Virginia, I don't know. I've only passed through them, but I have not lived in them. So looking for a better place to go where it's not as hot as it is where I'm at. Because down here it's burn, baby, burn right now. So yeah, that's what I want. Aside from that, I want to show you this, because this is a gem. $5 freaking. And he's right below me. Nice to say a he, although he doesn't look like any horse I ever remembered in my life, and I've been around a lot of horses growing up. But oh God, $5. He's heavy. It's leather, and I have not little ears. Can't hear. Must be deaf. I don't know. I have not seen oh, $5. Look at that. And he stands in the rear position on his tail and his back legs. He reminds me of a war horse. I'm not sure why. Well, a lot of reasons why actually, but he has a stirrup on this side, as you could see. No? Oh, no, he does not. That's not a stirrup. This can be, any piece of metal can make a stirrup like, oh, he's so heavy. Like this side. He has a stirrup. You know, this can be made. It's just a piece of old metal there. But this guy, to me, taking one look and adding him to what I have, and I can't add anything else, I'm done. This guy here, there's no bit in his mouth. It's just a bridle. It's very well made. It's stuck to his, no, it's not stuck to his neck, actually. I don't know, I haven't really, just got him today. It's movable, but it doesn't do anything. But he has nothing in the mouth. It's just the way it is. So I don't know if he's a war horse or what, but look at the saddle. The saddle is made out of leather. He is leather. The hooves are like phenomenal. I mean, there's nothing wrong with these hooves, except maybe I can just take a little bit of something and I don't want to cut it off, put it back in, which you can't tell when he's standing up. You really can't. You have to. Would he be perfect for $5? No. Why would he be $5? I don't know. But this, he's big and he's heavy and he's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. The ears are little, not a problem. I'm not going to mess with him. Keep him in his original state. But I want a stirrup like that one back on the other side, because that's what makes the saddle, which today they look like bareback saddles, but yeah, I think that he could use a good wiping off. There's just this can use a good wiping off. I didn't do that yet. Just brought him home and sat him in my corner and said, I didn't even notice until earlier, and I remembered but forgot that there was no stirrup on the side. And for $5, am I going to complain? No. Um, the mane is on both sides, which is, I don't know. I just think it's a detailed piece. I think it's an older piece. I could be wrong. Maybe I should look on eBay or somewhere. And oh God, suddenly look on eBay, look on websites and find out what's the story with that and see. I don't know if it's expensive. I don't know if it's old. I'm not an antique dealer. I don't know anything about that stuff. I just think it's really cool. And I took this off because I wanted to show you. 10 karat, 10 karat gold. You got to pick that up for me. It's got a little, I don't know if it's a real ruby. I don't care. But, and for sure, it's sparkle, but not anything real. Like, yeah. But it's 10 karat. It says 10K. And I think it's really pretty. And it fit me because I tried it on. $8. $8. Don't ask me. I don't know. I tend to like old rings. Here's mine that I've had forever. This is a black onyx in sterling. But yeah, there we go. I love this. This fits my pinky. So I wear it on my pinky. This one fits the finger next to my pinky. A little loose. I'm afraid I might lose it. So I put my, what is that? Oh, yin and yang ring over it. So I can't lose it under there. On this side, this is a dolphin sterling. Whoops. Yeah, dolphin ring, and it's sterling. And this is just a pinky ring, I guess. I've had these. I've had all the others, except I haven't had this 10 carat gold with the red in the middle. I just think it's, I looked at it and said, wow, that looks vintage to me. I know this is because I remember buying it, but this kind of does too. I mean, you know, sterling gold. Wait, sterling gold. But the onyx is big, and this one, the black. This is tiny. I don't care. I don't like gaudy on me anyway, gaudy jewelry, but I have to wear a different ring over it so I don't lose it. But that's what happens when you hit yard sales. That's what happens. That's the only two I got the BioSilk, I got the horse, and I got the ring with the red, the 10 carat. And I thought gold, and I thought, wow, are they moving? Is it stolen goods? I doubt that very much. There's so many people that were going by, but there weren't many people there when I stopped. So I thought this is pretty cool. They had bicycles. They had a couple boats. Um, they had so much. They had so many clothes. I didn't bother going through the clothes. They just had shoes. They had a couple flat screens that they said worked. I don't need that. I didn't need the horse. It's just like, you've got to stop buying horse stuff. Really, you've got to stop. I have a saddle on a saddle stand in my living room from the 70s from my first horse. Will I ever part with that? No. I'll die and hopefully I need to will that out to somebody because my daughter wants no part of that. I'm quite sure. She's not into horses. I wish she was, but she didn't grow up like me. Although she was raised with me and her mother, she just never got into horses. She only rode in the Bahamas on the beach. Said she didn't like it. She's actually very afraid of horses. Um, my ex, he is very afraid of horses as well, big ones. He said he'll ride a small one. I said, well, I don't think anyone's going to let you ride a small one, like you're talking pony, because you're a little too big for that. But um, no, he's no. He'd rather watch, take pictures, videos, whatever at times, but he doesn't ride. So I don't have I don't have any riding friends down here really. There was one girl who was a riding friend who got too close to my horse. She knew all about him. I told her. Her horse got kicked with both of my horse's back legs. Boink! Both barrels right in the chest. That was not good. But she was encroaching slowly. And I'm saying, I told her, when you have a horse that kicks, you should. And I did, and I do. You put a red ribbon and you tie it in the tail, nice and tight, and it was there. They know what that means. Equestrians are supposed to know what that means, but a lot of them do not. They just do not. But I told her about it. Okay, I got you. But she came up on me anyway. I don't know if she knew the distance that a horse can kick. A horse can kick out pretty damn far. And he kicked her horse in the chest with both back legs. I almost went off. And she was mad. So we don't ride together anymore. We raced one time. It's a big area in the ring. Very, very big. It's the biggest ring I've seen so far, beside the World Equestrian Center in Ocala. Um, it's huge, and they made it bigger. We raced from the very end to the other end, and she was done after that. She wanted nothing to do. He's not a very friendly horse to other horses either. He has one friend out there who is he looks like a sorrel to me, but he could be a chestnut colored horse, like the color I just showed you, kind of. Um, his name is Nick. He does not mind that guy. Does not mind that horse at all. They can win the field together with the donkeys, and he doesn't mind. Any other horse goes out in that field, he has been known to chase them down. I'm like, gotcha. And I was told all that a long time ago. So that's my story about that one. Um, Other things that have happened. We have cameras all around the front of the house. But you can make your home like Fort Knox. And if somebody wants something, they're gonna get it. They're going to take it. That goes for anything, including us. So I had three, the sun charges them during the day. But they don't go in the sun. They sit outside on my windowsill. I have a front porch, and it's enough light, not sun, but light that comes on them during the day that actually charges them. And at nighttime, when you walk up, all three will pop on. And it's like having a front porch light, which I have. The front porch light burnt out quite a while ago, and it wasn't the light bulb. It got rusty up in there, so it needs a whole new part, which my landlord needs to get. He didn't get it yet. So I was counting on my three, that you buy at Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever, but they're super bright. I mean, they're about this big each, and they're very bright when you walk up. When you walk up, it's like, whoa, in your face. And I was kind of using them to come in and out the door at night when I took my dogs out in the front yard or up and down the sidewalk, working with them or whatever. And I noticed, like a month later, just the other day, they're gone. All three of them are gone. I talked to everybody in the house. Oh no, we depend on them. No. Of course they wouldn't. They've been there forever. And they worked. They're gone. So I did a test. I walked under. We have an overhang that sticks out from the roof. What's it called? I forget. It's just, it's there. And the cameras are mounted on that, where they're aiming at the road, down the road. One will follow you as you walk, and it will follow you back as you walk. It's really cool. And then there's another one in the backyard that only has night vision on. So I have animals back there, rabbits, and all kinds of just possum, or a few of them. And I just want them to have peace because there's too much development. So, wildlife, all kinds of snakes and stuff will pass through there. And we have bamboo back there, that's why. And we have trees, and we planted more. And I thought, this is their little oasis. The snakes are just black racers, two of them. I found them mating one day and a while back before it got cold, and they're black racers. They'll just get out of your way. But they're so used to seeing us, they're just like, oh, screw you. I'm just going to go up in the bamboo. Fine. Bamboo's high. Fine. And then the rabbit is leery because the dog, we have two that will actually, I'm sure, kill it. But we have a lot of wild rabbits around, a lot. And I feel for them. So there's a bucket of water, not put out there intentional because you cannot feed the wildlife, but it catches. My landlord has a window unit as well. I don't. He has a window unit that he likes. I hate them, but he has one, and it drips water. It drips in a bucket, and it's a low bucket, wide. these animals drink out of that. There's just no doubt about it. They drink out of it. And so that's great. And as far as the rabbits and what they're eating, I don't know, because I don't feed any of the animals out there, but that's their oasis. So night vision light back there. So the light won't come on and they go, yeah, Fred, and run away. I don't want that to happen. I want them to stay back there and live at night. In the front of my house is probably the most vulnerable because we have windows. This is a long house and we have a lot of windows and a lot. And, I'm really upset that my 3 bright lights are gone that come on at night when you walk by. But I did that test like I was saying. I went out there the other night and I said to my ex, I said, watch, I'm going to do a test. Let's see if this works. And I got as close as I can to the house and I walked. Not one camera picked me up because they're sticking out too far and they're grabbing, like if you walk out maybe half foot, they're going to grab you. But if you walk along the side of the house close, they're not going to get you. So I planted 2 cameras that we had in the house. In case anybody ever got in, there's cameras in the house and they're not going to know where they're at because we put black duct tape or wiring tape or whatever around them. You'd never see them. And in an area, you'd never see them, the living room and the dining area. So I had to put them in the windows for now because, I sound paranoid. I really do. But things get stolen from time to time, as I've learned. And right now, there's only one car that sits in the yard, and that's my landlord because he really doesn't give a crap about his car. And I don't know why. It's a beautiful car. I said, is your gas tank locked? Gas cap lock? And he said, no. I'm like, people are stealing gas now. And that was made public on our news, local news. And he said, I don't care. Really? Really? With gas prices? And you don't care if someone comes and siphons? I hope I catch him. I hope I see him. Because they're going to get a free ride in the back of a police car. No doubt about it. I'm not going to let the noise see them. Take your time. Take your sweet time. Free ride in the back of a police car. Yeah. So 2 of the dogs that sleep in one sleeps in the room quite often. He'll just come to his crate. The other one will come in and go to the crate. And they both woke me up growling the other night. And I heard something. I think I may have mentioned this in other videos. I don't even know. But it's like knocking. It sounds like it's a knocking on my window. But it's like a knocking. I don't know if someone's taunting or you've picked the wrong home. There's 4 people that live here. 3 are guys. And me, I'm not down for it. They're not scaring me. I'm not down for it. So having what I have a Dreo air conditioner. If anybody knows what they are, you have to put your window up, which I did, this much, and then you lock it with locks on both sides, facing in where they can't see it, so they can't. But they can punch out where you have a hose that goes through a little hole that the hot air goes out of your room. That's there. So I'm keeping an eye on that. But I have a screen out there, easy to pop out. But I'm watching that in my room at night, and I have 2 dogs in here sleeping with me now instead of 1, because 2 are better than 1. They always wake me up with the growling. First place I look is there. So I really, I don't know. My neighbor has cameras like we do. the guy next door has cameras like we do. He leaves his garage open all the time, even when it's dark out. And I'm like, dude, you're asking for it. You've got spear fishing trap in there. You've got your fishing poles, you've got all this stuff in there. They're going to come to you before they come to us because there's nothing out there now but my bench and two chairs. I'm half tempted to go ahead and sand down my bench already and paint it the color I want and bring it home. But you can't just carry it away. Two people can, but it's heavy. It's like iron on the sides. Those wooden benches that you sit on. It's iron. They're iron on the sides. They're heavy. To tow that away you'd have a hard time getting that off my porch. I'm sure the dogs would hear that. And every time they wake me up and I lose sleep a lot, I get up and I look, and I'm looking out windows. I'm looking at the camera through my phone. And that would definitely be on camera to leave. But here I am, living the life, right? I'm living the life. Yeah, just living the life. So I wanted to tell you about these items I got. Don't give up on yard sales. I know there are millionaires and billionaires and multi-billionaires and all this out there, and they wouldn't give it a second thought. But then there's people like me. I have dogs to feed. Even though my horse is leased out, I still have to buy his food. And I don't have to feed him, but I just have to buy his food. And it's very expensive. Very. So to me, it's putting a dent in my budget. So thoughts today, just thoughts on how to live life in this complicated, crazy world right now of, are we going to end up at war? I mean, really, I don't even know. I can't watch it anymore. I just hear about it from people. And it's like, yeah, I know. I get it. I get it. I get it. And it's only getting worse, so I get it. I get it. But you go to the grocery store and you have to calculate what you're going to get and what you're going to eat that night or that afternoon for breakfast. Breakfast is oatmeal with blueberries on top. Done. Drinking water after that. Okay. Dinner rolls around. Sometimes I'll have eggs for dinner and sauerkraut. People hate sauerkraut. And I do. Tonight it's egg. Tonight it's egg. All right, cool. Tonight's eggs, sauerkraut, and some vegetables that I'm making. And I'm done because after that, I'm just done. Shh, you're okay. And my neighbor, he bought a new door because he's a snowbird. Uh, He had glass in the front door, and he's like, somebody might just punch a hole and get in. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay, really. So we have a back door, and on our back door, when we first got it, my landlord pointed, oh no, our laundry room's back there. You walk into the laundry room. People want a bright laundry room when we sell the house. Okay, so he does that. I'm looking at that going, oh hell no. There's a little pane of glass right by the doorknob. Boom, and there's a doorknob and the locks. Like, oh, so I went out and I bought bars, and I put the bars over the back door. You can't get that out. You got to take the whole door out. They are rusted into that wood by now. Colton, you're okay. They are rusted into that wood by now. So and he didn't mind. He's like, okay. And I did that. But he went and he bought, it's a nice door. He got a used door for, I think, $200. Solid wood, like my front door. Solid wood. But I think because we had so much rain, his door probably swelled. And I hear it early in the morning and I hear it late at night. And I'm like, oh God. There's a boom. It just went boom a few moments ago where he's just constantly slamming the door every time he goes in and out. I'm going to say to you, You need to do something about that because I think that's a problem, but I'm not going to do that because he's all right. Yeah, now he's all right. But he's a snowbird. He's leaving in May. He'll be gone for 6 months. All of my dogs, he's afraid of uh the Connie Corso. So because she's growing and he's just afraid big dogs. He's been bitten by Nikita. He doesn't like anything that looks like her. He's just, okay, I get it. I have to have respect. So I take her out back, and when he's not home, I'll let her run and play ball and have fun. I can't find her a home to save my life right now. She's not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere until I do get her the right home. Um, but he's just like, she can go over that fence if she wants to. I'm like, but she's not going to. There's no reason. She'll run up, she'll first see him, and then she'll start barking. And I'll say, like I do him, quiet. She'll stop. Good girl. And I'll give her a treat, and I'll walk away, and she'll follow me. She has no reason to want to go over that fence. She's taken care of very well here. Her training is going phenomenal. The training's not stopping. It's going to just continue on. I let people pet her on walks. I take her to Home Depot, PetSmart, all just everywhere you can go with a dog. I take her. And everybody's like, what kind of dog is that? I'm like, it's a Mastiff. She's a, oh, a Cane Corso. I'm like, yeah, yeah. So people were afraid of them, and with all respect, should be, because a lot of idiots in my area, as I know with her, get these dogs and throw them in the backyard and think, well, they're going to live out there and be happy. No, no, they're not going to live out there and be happy. No, no dog lives outside in a yard without humans and is happy. No dog lives outside in a yard with other dogs and they're happy. No, bring them in. They're family. Bring them in or don't own the dog. That's the way I feel about it. I'm in a very hot state. You cannot do that. You cannot do that because when the dog digs a hole like this guy here did, and she decided, nope, he's a throwaway dog. I said, I'll buy you a bag of dog food, and you hand him over, and she did. Happily. Happily. A very sick 6-month-old dog, which she lied about the age too. However, because my veterinarian is very good. However, you take a Cane Corso and you throw it in the backyard and let it live there? Somebody, really? You won a lawsuit. You really want to go to court? You want your dog shot? You want to go to jail? That's where you'll end up. You cannot take any big dog and throw it in your backyard and it lives out there. They don't want to live out there. They want to be a part of the house. They're unruly, first of all, when you put them in the backyard. They bark, they cry, they dig, and they're looking for something to do because they're extremely bored. And what is something that a dog will do when it's bored? Start biting. No, right? So the answer is no. You don't do it, especially with a dog like that. She's gonna weigh a lot. You don't do it. And my ex has a standard schnauzer. If he threw him out the backyard, that dog would bark all day and all night at every noise. He can jump and he knows he can jump. So you always gotta be on top of it with him. Today, the freaking police pulled up. We were at the park. We had all the dogs, and oh my God, his dog jumps from the back seat and he's in a seatbelt. We have doggy seatbelts, and it's a SUV. Yeah. And jumps from the back. I have a dress on, my bare legs, and jumped right on my leg. And I'm like, ah, right on my leg. That hurt so bad I had to get out and walk. Yeah, it hurt. He broke the skin. But I mean, and he's a standard schnauzer. He is a protector. He's a protector. You cannot train that out of him unless you put a shock collar on him, and we're never going to do that. It's never going to happen. The same thing with people saying, you know, that dog is well behaved now with the Cane Corso, but you're going to have to do something with it sooner or later, like shock it to make it listen. And I'm like, bye bye. You can move on now. I don't want to talk to you, stupidity. And I meant it. I don't want to talk to stupidity. I don't have to. So there we are. That's the end of my video. A little bit of a rant as always, because I have to vent to somebody. And my finds, I hope you like my finds. Don't give up on, don't shortchange yourself in this economy, because I have a feeling it's going to get worse. Gas went down a little bit. Guess what? When the Strait of Hormuz, whatever you want to call it, the Strait of H, when it gets blocked off, as Donald Trump says it will, we don't know. Changes his mind 5 minutes to the next. We don't know. But if he does, everything's going up. Even more. Everything. Have a good day. Let me get to my area so I can log off. And I hope to talk to you all soon. I try to bring you information that is real and true. And I like to vent and get it out. And I like to show you the findings that I get. And life. The forever woman. This is her life. And I'm not just talking about my life. I'm probably talking about someone else's life or close to it out there in many ways. We need to stick together and survive. We need to stick together and survive. So thank you all for joining me tonight. Goodbye.